So I just worked out. I didn't meditate before working out. I probably should have, and did a whole nother dose afterwards. But 2 pigtails, and then put those two, and then split them into 2 braids. Well, half of it's braid, the last half is, oh, that might work out. We're about to see. I put the first half in a braid, and the last half with the princess. What's her name? Oh my God, I forgot her name. Anyway, I still support this girl and her little rollers. Mister asked me whatever happened with her last night. He was like, whatever happened with your girl with the rollers? I still support her because her product does what it says it's going to do. And she doesn't have the type of thirst that makes her sell her own ass out. I'm actually ready to do a muscle recovery toke. You know, I've been watching you guys talk for the last couple of years about can of tea and coffee and even people who are not can of advocates talk about the health benefits of putting coconut oil in your coffee. My question to you is, how, Sway? How do you put oil or butter in your coffee? First of all, oil and water don't mix and the oil floats. I tried it, yo. I put the butter or oil in my coffee, and you know what happened? It floated, and I drank it, and I just had oil all on my top. I had an oil mustache. So I don't understand how you do it. So what I decided to do was, and dissolving them in stuff. Just straight concentrate. That didn't come out terrible. That came out better than when I put the plaits and twists all over, right? Yeah, I need a shower. But I'm finna do this. Because I'm gonna dive right in. I watched this little old girl, Coral, and I admire her climb to popularity. She never sells herself out. She's a young girl. Well, she's a lady now. Let me just go ahead and say, I guess I'm just basically going ahead on camera and giving her credit for inspiring me to just jump right in. Because she got your jump on me. And it's no one's fault. It's not her fault. It's not my fault. We are what our ages are. And the progression of cancer awareness has gone at the rate it has gone for whatever reason. It has gone at that rate. So anyway, if you want to know who inspired me, and it was Miss Coral Fish. Little lady. She's a little lady. That's a whole nother video though. So, yeah, I should just do a whole dedication video to her. Since this is a grown tokes podcast, I guess, then I'm going to inhale as well as ingest. These first few questions I've already answered, but because I was just starting this series, it was actually wordy, just, you know, it was chatty, it was wordy, which is actually typical for a sesh video, right? The first one was, would you ever do a reality show? Oh, that's why that shit lasted so long. Would you ever do a reality show? I went through phases. My first answer years ago would have been no, hell no, and word to your mother no. And in fact, everyone I love, I would just talk so much shit. I would support them, but I would talk so much shit about them doing a reality show. That was my initial thinking. And then I got to the point where I was like, well, under stipulations. Like, you know, we all have a sellout price, me included, but you're going to have to meet my sellout price. And there will be stipulations that ensure that I can still be genuine to a certain extent during such a process. So ultimately, I would do a reality show at this stage of my life. But there would be stipulations, and there would be stipulations that producers under 45's regime, under the dictators regime, that just don't fall in line with what they're trying to promote. Because moral values is not in that category of things that they want to promote. So I would do one, but bitch, be ready to meet my sellout price is what I'm saying to you. Just like I saw this girl yesterday. Let me give her name her. I don't know if she. Don't let me find out she got some racist issues, which wouldn't be. Cognitive dissonance is a motherfucker. It's a hell of a drug. Cognitive dissonance is a hell of a drug. So, you know, Jen loves reviews. Jenluvs reviews. And the video that made me love her is, it's called Sponsored Video Gone Wrong, : I ain't even gonna say their name because it's a bullshit ass, it's a colonizer company. She said, why such and such made me take down my video. So the name of the video is by Jen Loves Reviews, and it's called Sponsored Video Gone Wrong. That's enough. You'll find it. Only a genuine person can do a video like that. I should just do a whole shout-out video of people that I like, encourage, and support. I mean, she's not one of those people. I can't say I like, encourage, and support her. I literally just saw this video yesterday, and she did it at the beginning of the year, so I never even heard of her, never knew such a thing. But as I looked through her videos, you know, you can, it's kind of like on Instagram. You know, you get people to follow you. You know who the Insta follow people are. I block them instantly. You also know who the Russian troll bots are. I block them instantly. But I wish their comments would stay. You know what I mean? Because I don't want people to think that I block people for their comment. People on YouTube know that. Because there are people on YouTube that I blocked, but I didn't delete their comment because I need their comment to stay there. Because I need for the people that do follow me to know why I blocked them. You know, and there's some that I've even responded to. But I usually, y'all should try this. I'll make that its own video. Anyway, I have measures by which I have to fight things like troll bots and spies and algorithms catching your ass and woo. See what I'm saying? That's why I'll take my hair down. Let me get this fan. Mercy. Woo. Let me oscillate this hoe. Ooh, now my candle gonna get blown out. No, we still good. Now, I misspelled the appropriate words. Y'all know how I do. Gotta evade them algorithms. For those affected by our American social 3Ks, social media platforms, civil activist censorship. I'm not one to say I told you so, but I told y'all they were preparing for this shit years ago. I even offered suggestions on how to evade algorithms that you also rejected. Then I told y'all the gears went into action when 45 won the presidency. See my highlighted Twitter post since I stopped FW Twitter. Then I told y'all again when net neutrality was proposed. And finally again the day net neutrality went into effect, which was June the 11th. But no one listens to me because cognitive dissonance assures you that I'm just doing too much on some conspiracy theory type shit. Anyway, this has driven the Mr. and I to Patreon for a couple of you. But the colonizers know that those small costs add up and will limit those you can support. And furthermore, for the record, it's only a matter of time before they start work on Patreon too, so folks better be getting it in while they can because all 4Ls, major media, MSM, and social media works for our dictator. Believe that. Same for these chamber camps where they are holding kidnapped children. I warn y'all about those slave/pedo camps when they started shutting down the new brand-ass new superstores in order to build them. But y'all don't hear me though. Again, y'all thought I was reading too far into things, same with Facebook. And then when it affects you directly, you still refuse to entertain the possibility that my assessment could be accurate. So, whatever. Shrug emoji. And don't worry, IG probably won't even let y'all see this post. And they probably ain't. People ain't really listening to me, which is why we continue to spiral downward, but that's okay. If that's what the people want, I'm just one person doing my part. Just like I told Mister, I'm doing my part by saying something truthful. And then he does the same thing. He does the same thing with me. Y'all ain't by yourself. He'll ask me what I think about something, and I'll tell him exactly what's happening. Not just what I think, it's exactly what's happening. And he'll say, no, such and such and such and such and such. And so I'll be like, okay. Y'all have seen it in the movie when we all watch movies, when he and I watch a movie with y'all. And he'll ask me something. And I'll be like, what are you talking about? And he's like, such and such. And so I'll be like, no, this happened and this and this and this and this and this is what's going on. And blah, 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 blah. Because that means such and such and such. And he'll be like, no, such and such and such. So I'll be like, okay. And we'll finish and we'll keep watching the movie. And then he'll be like, oh. That's the story of my life. With everyone. The sheeple, and also the intelligent people that I love. There are about literally between 3 and 5 people out there. They see my posts and comment on it, and I can tell from their comment they know I'm not just rattling off some shit. I'm talking some real shit that's really happening. And that if people don't move to change it, it's going to happen. And then when it does happen, those people actually come back and be like, girl, you said that was gonna happen. Yeah, girl, I did. I'm glad you heard me. But you and I both know nobody else was going to be listening. It's literally like a few people with, it's like 1% of the people out there with common sense, like literally. So anyway, I did it again. Went too long explaining it. That's okay. Would I ever do a reality show? At this stage of my life, yeah, I would, with stipulations. But they're going to have to, I need stipulations. There has to be stipulations. Eyedrops, is it worth it? Tips. If you are plagued with red eyes as a symptom of meditation, then, or whatever, a symptom of whatever, then they are absolutely worth it because they always work and they work instantly. But it is my experience that the only time I even really need them is if I haven't been hydrating enough. And if you haven't been drinking enough water, shame on you anyway. Because as you get older, not hydrating can kill you. You might go down as a stroke or a heart attack or something like that. But the irony is that in a lot of cases, all you have to do is drink a little more water. That goes for all of us. I know that that's an issue, and I'm still not drinking enough water. They are worth it. But you know what's more worth it than eye drops? Is drinking some damn water. Drinking more damn water. Okay, my favorite ice cream. It's a blend of pralines and butter pecan because I like those blends of flavor, buttery, caramelly flavor. I'm not a caramel person. I don't like caramel, but I like that toffee candy hard. I don't like hard nothing, but them little hard toffee-ish caramelly candies that's in the praline. That's why I like pralines over butter pecan. So, because I like those little candies in there to add a flavor with the buttery vanilla flavor. Those things are yummy as fuck. Am I vegetarian? No, I'm not vegetarian. I gotta get the right shit because I got stuff to do. That indica put your ass out. I'm not a vegetarian. I did do a juice fast for a month, and I did it. Oh, I jumped in cold turkey. It was not a problem. I didn't have no problem being hungry. I didn't have the desire to cheat. Bitch, I don't know how it happened, but it happened. I lost 15 pounds on that hoe and didn't suffer or feel like I was deprived at all and just leaner and healthier. You know what? I was thinking while I'm in the mental capacity to do it, I should just kick in and start doing that shit right now. Because I have enough vegetables right here right now to have juice for a couple of days. And then by then I can go to the grocery store. And anyway, yeah, so I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not vegan. I don't put tight diet restrictions on myself in that way. And I'm too conditioned, I guess, if that's what it is, unless you doing too much as a vegan. You know what I mean? If it's actually maybe not me that's doing too much by not restricting myself. There are levels to extremisms. But anyway, no, I'm not vegetarian. And I love people that make those decisions for themselves for the right reasons and are balanced with it. I think that's beautiful. But I have found in my middle age that it is human nature that wherever your beliefs lie, your extremisms live. So people, I guess by human nature, apparently be doing too much because it's not limited to just the obvious extremists. Everybody. Even I'm extremist in my balance. I'm extremely balanced. Like I could find an argument for one thing and an argument on the other side for the whole opposite thing. So anyway, I'm not vegetarian. I did that. It took too long. Okay, next one. I'm not. To me, people that do stuff like race for shit where Canada is related they have a different mentality than me. Like there's a predominant category of population in the community that likes to just go and get high and be high. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong with that because there are some mature people that just wanna, I don't ingest not to be. It's like the real president, when we had a real president, what he said. He's like, that's the point. I inhaled to be high. You know what I mean? That's why I did it. But I noticed that it's the more juvenile consumer that is always like, oh, I can't wait to get high. Like last night, Mr. and I watched a couple because he's interested in getting a card. But I don't want him to get a card, and he understands why, so that's why he's not moving forward with it, because they have all kinds of under-the-table regulations for, even if you go to the proper channels to get access, you go on a list. That's what we say to each other. It's like, if you do this, you're going on a list. Like people that download certain apps on their phone, you just went on the list. If people agree to do certain social media apps or venues, if you sign up for that, you went on a list. So all of y'all who are getting upset that these social media outlets are shadow banning or censoring some of your truth posts, or activism posts, well, when you signed up to use their outlet, I'm just saying. So I'm saying all that to say, I can't say never, because I'm sure we've all at some point said, I'm getting fucked up tonight, today, in a few minutes, this evening, before bed, when I wake up. But I think for grown people, we don't sit around saying, I'm going to do more than you did. Who can do the most? I don't think we sit around doing that type of shit. I don't think we care what size you look at it, if you see a big one, you be like, oh, that's a big ass bone. But a grown person is like, is it going to be effective? Because if it's going to be effective, I don't care if it's a pipe this small or a 6 foot bone. Okay, so bitch, if I'm gonna feel the way that I need to feel at the end of it, then I'm good. Okay, if I can have my little regular thing, and you can have your little contest winning biggest bong or the biggest dab you ever took, congratulations. But if we both do the same thing using different methods, but we both get where we need to be after we take the hit, then I just don't see the grown people think differently about stuff like that. We don't really give a fuck how big a toke bong is as long as it did the job that it was supposed to do. Not very often. Not very often. Filthy. I'm looking at filth, flarn, filth. And I'm finna get it just a little bit filthier. Just a little bit filthier. Yeah, I don't clean them often. Now, what I'm looking at is filthy because for the first time in a few months, I actually put water in it instead of my invention, because I have invented a substance, an all-natural substance, a non-toxic substance that will keep your shit, like, even after you use it, you can use it and get all the shit and stuff in your shit. And when it's time to clean it, all you have to do is literally rinse it out. And don't have a sprayer in your kitchen sink. You could just spray it out, and all the stuff will come right off the glass. I have one little kink to get out of it, and it's not in the actual substance, it's in the use of it, because it just keeps the part clean where the substance was being held. So other part, like say you got a bomb. One of you motherfuckers in the industry, holler at a sister. You know, ideally a non-racist person, that would be great, thanks. But I know there are not very many in the industry, so. But if you out there and you're not racist, holler at your girl. But yeah, I don't clean it very often because I don't have to clean it very often with the product that I have invented. And it's filthy right now because I used water the last time. And the reason why I use water is because I just wanted to, because I've been using my substance for so long. So I'm like, let me just make sure it's that much different than water. But I didn't have to make sure. It's obvious. It's a drastic difference in how clean your shit stays. Okay, have you smoked resin? I have smoked resin. The reason why I'm thinking through my answer on that is because everybody, like, I'm the only person that feels like resin didn't do anything for me. A lot of people that, found themselves in desperate situations, and so they scraped off the resin and they just used that. And they said, well, it didn't taste great, but it got me lit. I tried it a couple of times, and in all fairness, it wasn't out of desperation so much as it was out of curiosity. Although I have been desperate enough to do it, but I just chose to, I'll wait till I get some more. But since I always wait till I got some more, and I realized I never tried it to know if that was a myth or not. Well, I tried it, and I still can't say it's not a myth because I'm literally the only person that I know that said resin does not do anything for me, but maybe give me what I want to say. It gives me a headache, but it's not an actual full-on headache. It just feels like I'm about to get it. It's a headache that just feels like I'm about to get a headache. And that's what resin. It does taste horrible. Everybody agrees on that. It tastes horrible. And it gives me what feels like is about to be a headache. But it doesn't do the job. It doesn't get my lit. It doesn't do the job for me. So I feel like I would be shit out of luck if all I had was some resin to scrape together. Etiquette. I'm not sure if that question is asking what do you know of the rules of etiquette when smoking with others or what have you, but I'm going to assume that and say that I can't be certain on etiquette because I have never enjoyed it except with people that I love very much. So, we all know the puff puff pass rule. I've heard things back when I thought it was a horrible drug. I've heard things about passing it to the left versus the right. So I don't know if there's any validity to that. But I would presume that if I were smoking with a group of people, that I just have to have an understanding of what the puff, which direction it was being passed. And I also would need to find some kind of method of sharing that didn't leave me with putting my lips on the same equipment that the